Yeehaw, we got the exterior video going on. We sure do. We're starting here at the northeast corner of the garage, the attached garage. Some of the door casement is rotting where it's been in contact with the ground. That damage is so old we cannot ascertain, we cannot determine whether termites might have been involved in some of that. We don't know. We just know that it's damaged. We know that we've got some separation between the casement and the brickwork that extends all the way to the roof covering. Got a little bit of wood damage and also repair on the header above the garage car entry. When this door closes, we have a gap right in here between the top panel in here. More separation between the brickwork and the casement, and it extends all the way up into the soldier bricks right up in there. We've got some soffit vents that are in the gable ends as a pretty, for the style. I believe this might be a F&J, Fox and Jacobs, syntax. Anyway, this floor plan is fairly common. We've got conventional soffit vents over here, and these look like, I can't tell whether these were added or not. I certainly can't. We got some stair-step cracks between the brick and mortar. We're over here on the west side of the garage now. Stair-step cracks, and when they handle in both directions and they come down in a V like that, something has dropped. Something has dropped. Okay, moving on along. This is the parent bedroom window. We got some more stair-step cracks over here. And I said that I could not determine, in a video that's coming up with the water heater, I could not tell where the water heater discharged to. The temperature pressure relief valve drain line discharged to, and it's right here on the west side. And that pipe has been cut off flush to the foundation perimeter. So, foundation perimeter surface. And so it's supposed to have a 90-degree bend in it towards the ground. And there should be 3 inches of clearance between the 90-degree bend and the ground, so it's kind of close to the ground altogether. But when that comes out at 200 psi and 200 degrees, it's going to shoot straight out. Straight out. Let's get this over here. My method. Okay, the TMP drain line is on the west side of the house and shoots straight out. I'm not seeing any window screens, and it looks to me like this window is fogging. These are aluminum, double pane aluminum frame windows. They might even be original to the structure. Okay, when a window fogs like this, okay, you've lost your seal. Okay, at one point there was a vacuum in here on some of the higher end models. They have argon inside of them, but regardless, you've lost your seal. You do not lose any efficiency. People say, oh, it's not efficient. No, it's not true. It's not true. Oh, you're going to lose maybe some, but you're not going to be able to measure it. It's ugly. It's ugly, and it's not going to get better. And the Texas Real Estate Commission says the seal is broken. That's a deficiency. So that is what it is. You don't lose any security. You're not going to be able to measure it in monetary terms, except that replacing windows is quite expensive, and all the window screens are missing, by the way. When you see these horizontal trim boards around here, okay, that's covering wood rot. That is a repair. I mean, our repairs continued, and our wood rot has continued. It sure has. And I'm seeing an ant over there that might be a carpenter ant. This is not a wood destroying insect report. Are you a carpenter ant, buddy? You want to talk to me? You want to talk to me a little bit? Let's come on up here. Well, you got the bends. You got the butt. You got some hair on your butt? Do you? Acrobat ant. Acrobat ant, okay. Coming along, we got some parge coating. And then, since it's painted brick, there's probably a lot more cracks that I'm not going to itemize. In fact, I'm not even required to itemize. Like, I'm itemizing these things, that's beyond the scope of a truck inspection. All I have to do is say some cracking, which is kind of crazy. But I like to give my clients some scope about what's happening. So we're coming along here, we have high soil conditions and wood mulch under the drip line. Okay, if this was a wood destroying insect report, and again, it's not, the Texas Structural Pest Control Board thinks they feel like wood mulch next to the house under the drip line is conducive conditions. You might have planned it to be that way, but it's conducive all the same. Where do termites live? In the ground. What do they eat? Dead wood. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. That's called a clue. That's called a clue. Alright, stair-step cracks between the brick and mortar right here. This is the second bedroom. Maybe call it the middle bedroom. I'm calling it the west bedroom. And the parent bedroom, west bedroom coming on along. Stair-step cracks on both sides of this first bedroom. I'm calling the east bedroom. Stair-step cracks right in there. Don't get excited about this column. It's metal, so it doesn't have to have a stand underneath it. Coming on along. This is called a clue. This scarring like this is previous foundation repair. And I'm saying another one on the patio as well. These covers should be protective bubble covers. And this one doesn't have any power to it, by the way. That's why I'm going to leave that open. Maybe I got a trip to GFCI someplace. We might be able to find something out. Moving on along. We're at the front of the house, by the way. The south side of the house. Still missing screens. Also our glazing strips. These plastic strips around here, they're not in very good shape. We should have kick-out flashing right here so that it doesn't come down here and rot your siding like it's doing. And this isn't on, that was on the roofing video, you already saw that, but over here the siding, as it continues up to that little soffit right there, now the siding is touching the roof covering, and that's where you can see all the wood damage up there. I have a still image of that. Trees should not be closer than 25 feet to a residential structure. Alright, because their branches can cause damage to your walls and your roof. They can fall on your roof, and the roots also. The roots will extend in and grow and cause your foundation to move. We have some stair-step cracks between the brick and mortar right here. So all these roots, they're going to move. They're going to move, they're going to groove. We're moving, mobbing and a grubbing. Yeah, we are. Now I'm kind of... This retaining wall is farther than twice its height from the foundation. Alright? A 45-degree angle, if you will, according to the Texas Structural Pest according to the Texas Real Estate Commission. Okay, this is beyond the scope of a property improvement inspection. It is. And it should have no immediate effect on your foundation. But that being said, it belongs to you. Usually, I guess it belongs to you. I don't do surveys. But usually whoever has the high ground, that's their wall. So I don't do surveys. I don't know. But if this happens to be your wall, know this, that it's rotating out of place. It's showing signs of wear and wood rot. It's showing signs of that dead man right there. That's T-back. It's kind of, it doesn't even go through the ground. That's a faux T-back. Alright, but it's time. It's time. Somebody's going to need to budget for replacement of that. It might be a cost that you split with your neighbor. It might be your neighbor's wall, which I kind of doubt the way it's going. And, just be aware that it's probably your wall. High soil, wood mulch next to the house, tree too close to the house. The gates are locked, so we're going to move through the house a little bit. We are. Intermission time. I don't want to break it up. Oh, exterior light fixtures should be sealed to help prevent moisture from getting in there in the walls. You don't want that. You don't want that. On this exterior door here, right here, this striker plate, we're missing some screws right there on that striker. Got some cracking in our floor. That's a good one right there on the chimney. How about that? Moving on along, this is the retaining wall we were talking about, we were just discussing. Moving along, these horizontals, okay, that board is there because the material comes like in 12 foot, 10 foot, 8 foot lengths. Okay, so that's called batting. But when you have it along the bottom side, when this home was built, that was all left. The siding just went straight down. They didn't spend a lot of extra money on that. These horizontal boards on both sides were installed to cover wood rot. And this one's coming loose here a little bit, showing a little worse for wear. And if you look in there, you can see some of that wood rot I'm talking about. Sure is. It's right there. How did I know that? Come over to my house. I'll show you some. I'll show you how we do it. All right. When this home was built, it probably had passive box vents, judging from the age of the architecture and that kind of thing. Now, when the roof covering was replaced, they came in and they added ridge vents, which typically outperform box vents, turtle vents, some people call them, call it what you will, typically outperform them. But with these F&Js from this period, okay, we've got, instead of gable vents, we had soffit vents, screens up here, all right? Well, the air is going to take the path of least resistance. So this was always an air intake vent, and now it is still an air intake vent. It's going to come in, and it's going to exhaust through the ridge vent. Right there. It's going to create a short circuit, because we have these soffit vents over here, and none over here, by the way. Okay, they're not going to draw. There is nothing pulling them. They're not going to draw because the air is short circuiting through this. So this lower section of the attic is going to be a dead zone for air. You're going to have a thermal load, which is going to impact your utilities, your bills, and, you know, comfort. Comfort's important. This is the exterior bib faucet. It's like the front bib faucet. The only difference between this one and that one is this one does not have a vacuum breaker on it. And I did not mention that in the plumbing video that you're about to see, but you can be smug with your knowledge when you see the video. Exterior bib faucet does not have a vacuum breaker. Alright, we do not have a sliding door screen. Coming along here, again, foundation repair. No in-use cover, like a bubble cover. No in-use cover. We don't have one of those. Coming along here, water just pours down here. We have these, what are they at? I got them all over my yard. Flagstone. Okay, all these flagstones keep it from washing out, because it has washed out. See all the erosion? See all the erosion? Because all this water from here just comes down. Just comes down. But now this is not dimensionally uniform. So, you know, you shouldn't let old people like me, who are challenged, I shouldn't be dancing over here. I should be dancing over here where it's nice and level. So, there we go. Keep the flagstone statement. Moving along here, we got some separation between the vertical casement board on the siding and the brickwork. And then somebody cut a nice trim hole right there for a window air conditioner unit. Isn't that something? That is something. That is a beauty in craftsmanship. That is a fine example. And I'm a sarcastic idiot. These paving stones are not dimensionally uniform. They're trip hazards. They're trip hazards. And this is where we started, is on the other side of this fence.